Hey, come on in. All right, we're gonna go either way. We're going. All right. So, hey everybody, welcome to
When I
the.
got on, it said recording in progress.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
I think it already did it.
Okay, thank you everybody. Welcome to the September meeting of the DuPage ROSC Council. My name is Jarrett Burton. I am the DuPage ROSC coordinator. So happy to be here with you today. I'm also a person in long-term recovery from substance use. I think it's important to mention that as it helps to reduce stigmas in our area. So thank you for being here. Just a couple of quick housekeeping things. If you haven't yet, you want to put your name and contact info into the chat. That helps us to network and keep track of everybody. Also, if you are interested in networking offline in either our WhatsApp or other referral groups, just let us know. We can get you connected with that. Also, if you could make sure that your mic is muted unless it's time for questions or comments, that just really helps us in cutting down on interruptions. That would be great. And we'll get started here shortly. I just wanted to say, first off, we are being hosted by the wonderful folks at Gateway Foundation in Downers Grove. Round of applause for Gateway, everybody. Great hosts. You should be able to see them on the camera marked Annette Villarreal, but we got a great group in here as per usual. Really grateful to Annie and Tom and Julie and the wonderful folks and Sonny and the wonderful folks at Gateway for hosting us. This is, I think, our fourth stop on the tour, and every stop has been so gracious and awesome. So it's really cool to be here. We're going to hear more about all the awesome services that Gateway does here in just a little bit as we kind of get through the intro to the meeting. So we're looking forward to that. So it is Recovery Month. First of all, thank you again to everybody who took part in overdose awareness events over the past 2 weeks. I know there's several of us here in this room who were either people organizing the events, people speaking at events. Everyone here really has a stake in what recovery looks like out here. So thank you for taking part in those overdose awareness events. And then because there's no rest for us, we go straight into Recovery Month, which we're in now. And so I thought a good icebreaker question for this month is, how are you or your organization celebrating Recovery Month? So maybe that's an event, maybe that's a personal or professional milestone or goal that you're hitting. Maybe that's something you're planning. So if you have a way that you're celebrating Recovery Month on the Zoom, you can raise your digital hand and we'll get to you. In person, I've got a second mic, which I can send around like the Price is Right, or that'd be more, what is that? The Wheel of Fortune. So I don't want to say Vanna. That's a possible sexist comment. I don't want to. Okay. So we've got Marcos over here. Wonderful Marcos, who just came on as an intern. If anyone here in person would like to talk about how they're celebrating Recovery Month, Marcos will come and see you. Do you have one, Marcos? How about I introduce you first? Flip on the mic.
First,
Let's do
Marcos
this.
Hernandez.
Well, we're gonna get there. I was gonna do the little preamble first. So, this gentleman came on actually last week. So he is brand new with us. He will be with us for the next few months. He is Marcos. So, Marcos, tell us how you came to the internship position. Tell us about the first couple of days you've been with us. Hopefully, we haven't driven you completely crazy. You're not ready to run away yet. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, real quick about myself. Born in Humboldt Park. I come from that district over there. Obviously, looking for a different lifestyle change, of course, from that life. Um, I guess I finally got a little bit, what they say, tired. And so I figured that I'm getting a little bit older and that I want something in the future that's stable for me, right? And I couldn't do that just being in the street, running around the mock and things like that. So through the grace of my higher power, I found ECC, which is my lifesaver. From then, first I was trying to get my CADC, my associates in my CADC. But my teacher said that I do better in the CPRS, that I could come back and finish that. So that's what I did. Well, anyway, now I'm here, right? I'm a 109 internship. I've been with Ecker, I've been with LSSI. They're great places. But the welcoming that I got here at this place is just, it kind of blew me back. And I'm just speaking honestly, right? Because I'm a shy person. But everybody here in this facility makes me feel super welcome. And they're just willing to grab me by my hand, just make sure that I get to the finale. And I'm so grateful for them. Like really. And I hope that from what I learned, maybe I do good enough to come back and finish my job. You know, that's what I really want to do. Other than that, I'm just excited. You know, I'm waiting for these opportunities. Finally, I get to grease my hands and I just put up my certificates, right? Finally, I get to put some work behind that. And so I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for everybody. I would never see I would never thought that I would see myself in a million years in an office with professionals and things like that. And it's exciting. I really don't know what to say other than that. I'm really happy and I thank you guys for giving me the chance to either push to the next level, but nevertheless, I'm here to stay. So
Yeah, give it up for Marcos, everybody.
yes,
All right, I'll say real quick, I got a bunch of ways I'm celebrating Recovery Month, but they all have to do in the next segment with visuals, so I'll hold off. Was there anybody else who's celebrating Recovery Month in one way or another? Everyone here works in recovery, right? Just double checking. Okay. All right. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I listen. I believe in you guys. I believe in you. I trust that you all have events and things. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. In the meantime, we have a lot to get to, so why don't we go ahead and do that? So I'm going to share my screen because we got a lot. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I completely just shunned you. Mark Matthews, flip that mic on.
No, this is just how I'm personally, I guess you said, you know, celebrating Recovery Month, and I can't think of a better way than yesterday to have had 7 years of continuous sobriety. So.
You know, you and I are close. Like we're about like a month apart. We got to start doing like a halfway celebration. Yeah, we got to do that. We got to do that. All right. I'm going to share my screen now. We're going to go over the agenda and share some things. If I can find it, I've got like 8 million things. There we go. All right. So we're going to show a bunch of upcoming meetings, trainings, you name it, because there's a lot coming up. I'm going to briefly touch on a substance trend that we covered a little bit last month, but we're going to re-go over this time. Service Spotlight on the wonderful folks at Gateway here. Annie Jaworska is going to join me to talk about the amazing services. We also have some other members who may provide some color, folks who work here, who I've just gotten to know over the past few years, who are awesome people. And yeah, glad to have them here with us. Our friend Mimi from the DuPage Federation is going to talk briefly about this Recovery Ready Workplaces initiative. She's doing some work. Did a focus group with them a few months ago about folks who are in recovery looking for employment. So still looking to find more information, and she's going to talk a little bit about that. And then I'm going to talk to one of my favorite people right over here on my left, which is Annette Villarreal, who is the coordinator for the new ROSC Scout in Kane County, which the meeting is popping off in a couple of weeks. We would love to have you come out and join us. We're going to talk about that meeting. We're going to talk about Kane County ROSC in general. And then we're going to talk about needs assessments because not only DuPage, but also Kane is back in assessment season. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, what that looks like, you know, how long it's going to be open, what we're looking to accomplish, all of that good stuff. If we have time, if we've got some time for breakout groups, we will. Otherwise, we'll close with organizational updates. And yeah, we'll try to get out by 4 o'clock. Promoting some upcoming things. We've always got stuff going on over at Serenity House on the weekends, virtual smart recovery. If you're somebody who would like a virtual option or you know someone who would appreciate a virtual option. Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on Zoom. Feel free to take a snapshot. This Zoom info stays the same. So we got virtual smart. Now watch, I did something accidentally. I'm going to go back up after this. We've also got Virtual Refuge. If you're unfamiliar with Refuge Recovery, that is a Eastern sort of Buddhist-based recovery program, a lot of mindfulness, a lot of meditation, great options. If that sounds like somebody who would benefit from that, send them to our meeting. We've got it virtual. Next week, though, the DuPage ROSC presentation series returns. We took a break for summer vacation, and we are back. Has anyone here ever heard of kava before? Substance kava, K-A-V-A. Okay, few people, few hands. Okay, we're going to talk about it. We're talking about it next Wednesday at 10 a.m. I'm actually going to be presenting on this. This is one of those substances that popped on my radar when I was doing all that research on like vape shop substances. So this is one of those that is not as dire as like TNFtine or 7-O, but still can be a somewhat problematic substance if used chronically or if abused. So as we say in these presentation series meetings, these are not scare tactics. These are just straight up, this is what's out there. This is what we see. Use at your own discretion. So join us for that one if you would like. Serenity House is offering psychiatric intervention programs. If this is somebody who does not have insurance, you can send them over. On Wednesdays, we have appointments available in person from 1 to 7 p.m. If you know somebody who is, pre-crisis point, we're hopefully trying to do, preemptive work as opposed to crisis work. So send them over and we can see them without insurance. I'm going to skip this one. Yes.
A quick question, do they have to be from the county or is this open to?
We'll take them. We'll take them. Send
Okay.
them over. Call here if you have any questions, if you're unsure. If there's like a question about insurance, you can call this number or call the front desk. But we're taking pretty much everybody. Yes. Question over here. No age range. No adolescents because there's a separate adolescent program for this particular thing. So I think 18 plus, but we're not cutting it off at a higher age range. Any other questions on that one? Alrighty. Moving right along, we have got another partnership this year. We are trying to find some more homes for some more Narcan boxes. Annette got one over the line, her first at West Chicago Police Department. Everybody give it up for Annette. West Chicago was one of those notoriously tricky communities to try and get one of these in. So thrilled that we got one in. So if you or your organization could benefit from one of these, let us know. Pancake breakfast is this weekend, Sunday, September 14th. If you've not gone to one of these, it is so much fun. $5, all you can eat breakfast. We have a speaker at 10 a.m. followed by bingo. Guys, we're doing bingo this year. Multiple bingo cards. What did we say for the cost for the bingo cards? $2? I don't know. It's cheap and you can win a decent amount. We're going to have baskets that you can win. We'll also have like a 50-50 raffle, speaker, a lot of fellowship and fun. Come join us. Same weekend, 2 events. What? On Saturday, DuPage ROSC Recovery Picnic 2025. Saturday from 11 to 3. We're switching it up a little this year. Past couple of years, we've been out at Churchill Woods and Lombard. This year, we are at beautiful Blackwell Forest Preserve over in Warrenville. We have rented out the South Picnic Shelter with the grill and everything. ROSC is going to provide like the most of the food, so like burgers and dogs and stuff, some drinks. But if you want to bring some food to share, feel free. We'll have some games, music. It's a lot of fun every year. Come and join us. Sober fun. We would love to see you. Annette, where's the second mic? Can I see that one? I'm going to have Annette announce this one. Because really, this is her baby. Well, yeah. Turn that mic on. Is it on?
It's on.
Let's talk a little bit about Kane County ROSC Council kickoff. So when and where, how can people join this one?
So it is a collaboration with the Kane County Health Department in their Aurora location. And it will be held Wednesday, September the 24th at 2 p.m. And we hope that people can tune in or join us in person. But yeah, we're very excited. It's going to be our kickoff.
Yeah, come and join us. We're going to do a hybrid and then hopefully a rotating location after that too. So after this first meeting, we'll hopefully find out more about what people's preferred times and locations are, and we'll go from there. So join us that first one. Last thing, substance trend, and we'll get to our friends at Gateway. If you were unaware, this one popped up on our radar earlier in the summer, but really over the past 2 months. So medetomidine is the substance. It is a veterinary sedative similar to xylazine that has been showing up in the U.S. illicit drug supply. As you can see there, it can be, now emphasis on can be, 100 to 200 times the potency of xylazine, which itself is already a strong tranquilizer. Causes a long-lasting sedation, obviously the low heart rate, the more severe withdrawal symptoms. Like xylazine, not an opioid, but is found in street opioid supplies. Where it becomes tricky, like xylazine, if someone is suffering from an overdose, The Narcan is going to work on the opiates, but it's not going to touch this stuff. So this is why we have trouble with overdoses showing up in ERs with sometimes effects that look similar to opioids because it's a tranquilizer. So keep an eye out for this one. I'm hoping soon, meaning like in the next few months, if the ICU visits and the ER visits don't go down, we'll probably see the introduction of more readily available medetomidine test strips. So if and when we get to that point, we'll get to that point. But just kind of putting this on your radar because this is kind of showing up like xylazine did in a very, very similar way. So one of those things just to keep an eye out for. So on that note, I'm going to stop my share because I've rambled long enough. And I'm going to talk to, yes, I can email all those flyers. Absolutely. We'll get that mic over to our friend Annie. Yes, we are a full service ROSC. We bring the mics to you. So Annie Jaworska, who is, and I just butchered it before, Director of Professional Relations, not client relations. And Annie, you've been, I think, coming to meetings for like over a year or so. Tell us a little bit about how you came to Gateway, and then we'll kind of seg into all the awesome services here.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say, well, hello, everyone. I'm Annie Jaworska. I'm the Director of Professional Relations at Gateway Foundation. And I've been with Gateway for almost 1 year. I am an LCPC and I'm also a CADC. I started out in the field working at Elmhurst Hospital, started a brand new adolescent partial hospitalization program. So my heart is working with teens and adults and families, and I've treated mental health and substance use, and the program is now with Linden Oaks in Hinsdale, so it's still around and it's doing really well. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey being with Gateway, and we're doing some really awesome stuff, and just very grateful to work for a nonprofit. Gateway has been around for over 55 years, and we've treated over 1 million people and and counting. So we're
That's a lot.
yeah. And I have an incredible professional relations team throughout the state of Illinois. So we're here in the northern region, we're in central, and we're in southern. We have 16 sites across Illinois. We offer a full continuum of care. So we have withdrawal management, detox. We have residential treatment. We have day treatment, PHP. We have intensive outpatient programming, IOP. We have virtual IOP. We have focused mental health counseling, so that's pretty new to Gateway. So that is one-on-one therapy. And we also have DUI services at some of our sites, so that's pretty new. We have recovery homes, and we have a very robust alumni program, which we're very, very proud of.
Can I ask you about that for a second? Because
Yeah.
I think sometimes alumni networks get overlooked when we are talking about treatment centers, sober living homes. I think an alumni network is important to those places. Can you speak a little bit about the alumni group at
Yeah.
Gateway?
Absolutely. So our director of alumni and peer recovery support, his name is Shane Hassler. And he is in recovery himself, and he's been with Gateway for over 5 years. He built this program. And so, when folks are finished with their treatment with us, it doesn't end there. Recovery keeps going. So we want to provide that support to folks when they're finished with us, and have that support. So Shane and his team, he has recovery coaches, he has peer support specialists throughout the state of Illinois, and they host a ton of really great events, Super Bowl events, bowling. They do so many fun things. They go to sports events, just really, practicing those healthy activities and promoting recovery. So, yeah, it's we have a lot of people in our alumni program. We also have an app. So the app is I believe we have like thousands of people in that app. And that app is available to all of the alumni, and we use that to stay connected with folks. So if folks don't want to attend like an event, if they're not able to, they still have the app as support to send
That's
a
really
chat.
important.
Yes.
Support.
Yeah. And our alumni, you know, if someone needs to return to treatment, our alumni folks help with that too. So they're there for support to talk through that. So yeah, very proud of the work that we're doing. Because we offer so much, I just want to highlight too, just how robust we are across Illinois. We have locations in Aurora, Lake Villa, Downers Grove, where we're at today, Joliet, Chicago, Gurnee, Bloomington, Peoria, Springfield, Jacksonville, Swansea, Caseyville, and all the way down south to Carbondale.
I would say the state's pretty covered then.
So we're
Yeah.
pretty covered, yeah. And you know, just thank you again for allowing us to host you all here at Downers Grove. Sonny is one of our amazing therapists here.
Yeah, can I chat with Sonny?
Yes.
I want to ask
So
Sonny some questions.
yeah, for sure. So here in Downers Grove, we have intensive outpatient programming. So we offer that Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to noon, and then also from 5:30 to 8:30. Our Senior Executive Director of Operations, Tom Delgatto, is also here. And he is doing some incredible work with our outpatient sites like Downers Grove. And we will have additional services in the future. So we will keep you all posted on that.
Quick question. I heard you say, did it say recovery home? So is there open recovery home now? Or
We have a
sober living
recovery.
home?
Yeah, we have a recovery home. We call it Chicago CADC.
Okay. So that's technically the
Yeah.
recovery home. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there still plans of in Aurora having one at some point?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
that's exciting.
Yes. Thank Jared,
Yeah.
you are on top of your game.
So here's why I asked. Like 2 years ago, I went and took a tour, and they were like groundbreaking around the same time, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And they were like, "Oh, it's gonna be a recovery home at some point." So
Yes. Yeah. Well,
glad to
thank
see.
you, Jared, for that. Yes.
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
No,
Okay.
not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
So yeah, we have a lot of exciting things
Yes.
going on. And if anybody needs anything, if you would like to tour any of our facilities, learn more, I'll leave my contact information for you all, and happy to support you all in your work. And yeah, just let us know what you need.
So usually, there's like a couple of questions I asked just to make sure. And if it is, it's fine. So is there any insurance that is not accepted or any insurance issues like that?
So we are accessible. So all major insurance is accepted.
Excellent.
Yes. And
All
we
right.
work with adults. So 18 and up.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. If anybody has any questions about any of the services, not only here in Downers Grove, but Gateway in general, you can put up your tiny digital hand, or if you got one in the room, you can. Yeah, Tom was great in helping us set up. I know he's floating around somewhere. But yeah, I'm gonna chat with Sonny for just a second. He's a very modest person. I know when I said I want to chat with him, he kind of, but Sonny, oddly, Sonny was one of the first, I would say, people that we really connected with when the ROSC was getting started. I think you, me, and Bruce were around that same time connecting and meeting and
Founding fathers.
yeah. And unfortunately for us, fortunately for the community, Sonny was transitioning over to more full-time work that took him away from being able to attend ROSC and engage in that way. And we felt bad because he was such a plus for our coalition, but we knew the work that he was doing out there was really important. So Sonny, I just said a bunch of nice things about you. Now, how did you get to this work? Like, I know we all get to this field in different ways. What kind of brought you to this?
A prayer.
Yeah.
I actually considered retiring, and that lasted about 48 hours, and I was bored to death. And I belong to a non-denominational parish church. We call it the Center. And I talked to the pastor. He goes, well, just pray on it, man. things will come your way. And I did. And the next thing you know, I get a letter in the mail from COD soliciting for addictions counseling. And not that addictions are a new thing for me and or my young son. And I was just like, wow, this is pretty interesting here. You know, let me take a look at it. And that was 2009. Haven't stopped since. From there, one of the professors at COD, I went back at 59 years old. So that was kind of like, I was older than the new campus at that time. And they recommended that I continue my studies, which I did. I moved from COD to DePaul, where I got my bachelor's. And then DePaul offered me the Blue Demon Scholarship for a master's. I said, I can't turn this 25% discount down. So I went and got my master's degree. And so I've been what's now known as a lifelong learner. And from my internship as an introduction to human services, I went around to the various locations. My actual very first volunteerism activity was for Serenity House at their annual gala when Leslie, is that Snipes? Lisa was the in charge of the fundraiser. Says, I'm here, what can I help you with? And all of a sudden she says, oh my God, she goes, the credit card machine, that's when we used to slide them. She goes, some of you may not be aware of that. She goes, the machine went down. We can't do it. I says, well, how can I help? She says, you have to write each one out by hand. Manually. I says, that's so bad. It's like, not that I'm going to sweat. So that was my introduction to helping others. And it was a passion for me. And I tell myself that I gave up a pension and to chase a passion, because this is what gets me up in the morning. This is what keeps my silly sense of humor going, because I truly do believe that humor is quite therapeutic.
Yeah.
And I love the people I deal with. And when I was at COD, and Professor Rob Frank, he's since passed, bless his soul, he said, what do you want to do? I said, I have no idea what I want to do. I said, but I would really love to teach at this at this college. And he said, well, you need this education. That's how the DePaul deal started. Mm-hmm. And very proud to say that last spring, I started my teaching profession at the College of DuPage.
Congratulations.
So dreams do come true. And right now I'm teaching the Certified Recovery Support Specialist class, and they pulled me in to do an advocacy class for the generalist track. And I love it. I love what I do. This organization is not my first organization. I've bounced around place to place, different responsibilities. I was in the hospital environment prior to coming into.
That's right. And I was going to say, you were one of the first people I met who had gone in to start doing CRSS work in an ER.
It was through Gateway. It was actually the STORE program. It's a warm handoff. Yeah. Where we used to do the SBIRT model, screening, brief intervention, referral to treatment. And Elmhurst Hospital was my home base. But yet, as we all know, you're flexible in this profession. So I went from Elmhurst to Waukegan, Vista East, Good Sam. I ended my hospital career at Mercy Hospital.
Okay. In Aurora.
Adjacent to Aurora. And I decided that in lieu of referring to treatment, I'd be better suited being the treatment. And I was going to raise my free agent flag. And then I realized, I said, why would I want to look elsewhere?
Yeah.
You know, at the time I had a couple, 3 years with Gateway. So I went on their job board. I interviewed on Friday and started Monday. So I did have a 2 break.
Yeah.
And I can't speak enough about Gateway. This just happened, but basically here in Downers Grove.
Yeah.
I used to have to. So it is such a blessing for our intensive outpatient clients to step down and still be part of the intensive outpatient crew. They come Mondays and Wednesdays, 9 to noon, where the other individuals are here 4 days, 9 to noon.
Yeah.
And we're adding in some more services here, and
It's a beautiful thing.
it's a beautiful company. It's a beautiful thing. And when you asked about what are you doing for recovery, I think
recovery.
Andy and I looked at each other. I mean, get up in the morning and go to work.
What aren't we doing for Recovery Month? Yeah, at this point. Yeah. Well, Sonny, listen, I want to talk to Tom briefly, but you are one of my favorite people I've run into in this field. Personally and professionally, you're a great guy. And we were just
Thank
talking
you.
about when we were going to come out again and speak to your students. So it's always an honor to come out and talk to them. So, all right. Now, Tom Delgatto, you got mentioned before while you were outside, so I don't know if your ears started burning. But we just went around, talked to Annie first, and then Sonny, and then we've got you with us now. How did you get to Gateway? That's the broad general question. However you want to answer that, you can.
This is my second opportunity to work with Gateway. I worked with Gateway for about 10 years ago in a different role. My current role is Senior Executive Director of Outpatient Services. So I oversee all of our outpatient programs up here in the north, our freestanding programs. Eventually, I'll also oversee the outpatient programs that we have down in Springfield, Carbondale, Peoria, Bloomington, and Jacksonville.
Nice.
Did I get them all, Annie? So I've been in the field for a long time. The field has been very good to me. I've appreciated all the opportunities that I have had. I have done everything from employee assistance work at U.S. Steel to being the coordinator of the addictions counseling training program at Triton College back in the day. Like Sonny, I'm currently teaching a PRSS course at Governor State University.
Yeah, I'm an alumni of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, the opportunity, this position was opened up by Gateway. Jim Scarpace is the division president. Jim and I have known each other for a long time, worked together. When I was here the first time around, called him and I said, hey, I see this position is open. He said, yes. Do you know somebody that's looking? I said, as a matter of fact, I know someone who might be interested.
Very nice.
So here I am.
Yeah.
So I have, I'm a master's level clinician. I have a CADC, but for the last 15 years or so, I've been in senior operations and overseeing programs and services. Before Gateway, I opened up the Meadows outpatient program.
Yeah, Meadows. Yeah.
And before the Meadows, I ran a large residential program in Maryville, Indiana called Recovery Works. So
Got it.
that's a little bit of my history.
That's perfect. And I just want to say thank you to all three of you. Really, really enjoyed being here. You guys have been such amazing hosts. And so, yeah, just can't say enough good things about Gateway. If anyone online or otherwise needs assistance finding services for people, Dave assisted us in finding so many referrals over the years. So they're always there to help. So thank you to all three of you. I want to one more round of applause for the Gateway people. You're the best. I'll take that microphone. All right. Thank you so much. Mimi, I see you on here. Mimi, do you want me to make you a co-host? Do you want me to share the slides for you?
Whatever's easiest for you. It's only 2 slides, so we can be efficient.
Why don't I share them then? Hang on one second.
Okay. While you're getting those ready, I can kind of just give the background a little bit. Hi, everybody. Mimi Dahl, still from DuPage Federation. The past year, we did some research looking at employment and people who were facing the most significant barriers to employment. And as part of that, we did a focus group out at Serenity House. And loud and clear, which is probably not surprising to a lot of you, is that having a background, either justice involved or substance use involved, was a real significant barrier to people finding employment, keeping employment. Felt like a lot of doors were being closed in people's faces. So what we wanted to do was counter that problem and find out, we know that there are some recovery ready workplaces. And by that, I have a slide here kind of explaining what that is if people are not familiar. These are workplaces that are really open and supportive to people in recovery from substance use concerns, from mental health concerns, really like a little bit of a wraparound environment, like our policies that allows for scheduling for time off for treatment or justice involved legal appointments, training to reduce stigma and promote understanding among staff, also to reduce workplace risk. I mean, that could be anything from Narcan training to operating machinery while under the influence and risks with that. So, and then also making sure that we're informing employees of their rights to accommodations to maintain employment. So really having those supports in place to help people. We know that there are some like proudly recovery ready workplaces that are doing this work, and we're so thankful for that. We know there are also some places that maybe have the supports in place, just given the infrastructure they have. Maybe it's a really big company that has great health insurance coverage, that has an EAP program, but maybe they don't name themselves as recovery, even though they like de facto are. Then last but not least, we know that there are places that are kind of mission driven or have a personal experience with it, maybe lost somebody to an overdose or have a personal experience, that are open to giving people a chance and hiring people. We want to talk to all of those places. We also want to talk to people who this is not on their radar at all or are not recovery ready. We want to understand what the barriers are to participating in something like this. So we are asking you, if you could go to the next slide, Jarrett. Thank you. If you are aware of any recovery ready workplaces now, you know, whether it's I'm proudly recovery ready, I am de facto recovery ready, I am mission driven recovery ready, any of those fit. If you could click on the QR code, basically I'm just asking you to put in contact information for these recovery ready workplaces so we can start reaching out to them and learning how they make this work. I will tell you the survey has an option to name up to 5 employers or 5 workplaces. I don't necessarily assume that you know 5. Maybe you do, that would be great. And just if you could fill out as much information as we'll take the follow-up from there. But would really appreciate your support. It's like a little bit like finding a needle in a haystack.
So I have a question, Mimi. So
Yep.
if we nominate the Recovery Ready Workplace, do they get something? Like if they go through this, like if they get named a Recovery Ready Workplace, do they get like certification? Like what does that look like for them?
You mean from participating in like an interview or a focus group,
Well,
or
if we're asking for nominations for recovery ready
Yeah.
workplaces, if that's something where it was like a certification given by some board, you know, or a governing body or something.
Yeah,
Um,
I do know there are tax incentive programs through the state where you can register yourself as a recovery ready employer and get tax incentives that way. I
mhm.
know it is not a well-utilized program, but it does exist.
Okay.
Um, that's about as much as I
Uh,
can tell you right now.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know there's like existing recovery ready workplaces, but I think the definition has varied depending on where
Yeah,
it is. Um, so like, if I could speak briefly just to some of the work that
please.
we're looking to do, like in the next year or so, is very similar to this. Meaning, we were trying to take the temperature of local employers, like, you know, do you have a pre-existing workforce that maybe does struggle with substance use or mental health? And if so, like, you know, how do you usually handle that? Do you refer out? Is your HR department currently set up to help with that type of stuff?
Mhm.
And then while also hopefully informing and educating employers on a resource pool, which is a lot of time
Yeah.
people in early recovery who are seeking meaningful work. And I say meaningful because it's the truth. I think getting people work early on to maybe meet some needs of bills and other things to get up on their feet. But what I get told is they feel stuck in those jobs after a while, and they feel like they can't move up due to things in their past. So whether that's like felonies is a big one. But also
Yeah.
I think a lot of the men and women have just told themselves for years that they can't do better. And so it's tough for them to try to get to that next step. But it's twofold. So yeah, for us, it's educating the employers, but also, you know, letting them know about we got all kinds of people in early recovery who would like to work. What can we do to connect them with you? Because
Yeah, I
sometimes
will
that's
say, I mean, Jared, doing some of my poking around, I have found here are resources if you want to become a recovery ready workplace for the employers. I just don't know how well aware people are of the resources out there.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep chipping away at it. I know that's something that like the actual outreach is already started actually, but hopefully more so in the next couple of weeks as recovery month we get past it. But yeah, this is a big priority for us, but I also know like for the state in general, as they're looking at what are we treating on the continuum in early recovery? Are we treating a person's entire life, or are we still looking at the more acute care? Let's just knock out the substances and mental health and they'll be fine, which doesn't really work. So yeah,
There's a
thank you,
whole person,
Mimi.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, of course. We will, and we'll talk. We'll talk about it doing another focus group at some point. Because
Awesome.
we would
Thank
love to-
you.
Yeah, of course. Annette, come on down. I'm going to talk to you briefly because Annette. All right, where's the second mic? Is it on? All right. So let's talk a little bit about Kane County. Now,
Sure.
we're not in Kane County right now. We're in beautiful DuPage County. But
Exactly.
Serenity House was awarded the funding for the Kane County ROSC, which is amazing. We're like beyond thrilled and really blessed and fortunate to have that. And Annette has been with me is about a year? Was it October last year that you came on?
Yeah, we're gonna have an anniversary next month.
We're having an anniversary party.
Yes.
Did you hear that? Okay.
Not a party.
Just an anniversary. Okay. So Annette came to us through, if you're unfamiliar, Annette came to us through the Recovery Corps program, which she most recently concluded. Do you want to give the brief rundown for that for people who are unfamiliar with Recovery Corps?
So I came through what is known Recovery Corps. It's a program ran through Impact. Really, what they do is they have different collaboratives, I want to say. I work specifically in the recovery one. And while I was completing my service, because we like to say serve, we don't like to say we're employed. While I was completing my service, I worked with Serenity House, especially with the DuPage ROSC. I was the recovery project coordinator. And that's how I came to this, that's how I got to ROSC.
Yeah.
And working with Jared.
So Kane County is obviously right next to us, but sometimes we know that just the difference in a county can be really stark depending on what the needs are. So I know that you've already been doing tons of like research and outreach and all kinds of stuff. In what you're looking at, how do you think that Kane might be different from what we're doing in DuPage? Or how do you think the needs might be different?
Well, I'm sure the needs more or less might be exactly the same, right? And when we're working in this field, we kind of see like the needs, the gaps in services, where we might need more outreach, where we might already have services, but we need more support. So I am hoping and I'm envisioning that the Kane ROSC will somewhat kind of have the similar commitment from the community and partnering our organizations as we have seen here in DuPage. Again, we are all about collaborative, right? We're like a coalition. That's kind of like how I see ourselves, so that we can continue the continuum of work, right? So I'm just hoping and praying that, we'll see the same kind of commitment. But I feel like Kane County, I think
Well, we talked about the language stuff too, right?
yeah, I would think they have a bigger community when it comes to dual language speakers, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to work one-on-one, especially with that community, because it is so big throughout that whole county, and King County
Geographically, it's like
geographically it is huge. So I have been out there, in person, at different in different cities in King County, introducing myself, introducing the King County ROSC, and just going around to partners and inviting them to our kickoff event, right? And just like I'm inviting everyone here, it will be a hybrid, kind of how we do it here at DuPage ROSC. And it will be me and Jared. Again, it will be at the King County Health Department. And
I have to say, it's gonna be more you than me.
Exactly.
I'm there in a supportive role.
It will be hard shoes to fill, right? Exactly. But I will do my best.
I hate her to say this stuff.
But again, we're inviting everyone out, and I hope to see everyone there. I really appreciate it. And we're also looking for partners in Kane County. If anyone knows any, other organizations to kind of host us, we're kind of trying to build that partnership by also highlighting other organizations in King County and collaborating with them. So
I'd say too, and we do this in DuPage, but also trying to identify organizations or people who maybe traditionally haven't had a seat at the table. We try to look at that. Service and equity, is there, ensuring equity of service delivery out there in Kane. I think what you said about the bilingual thing is really, really important too. I want to say, again, special shout out to the Kane County Health Department and Sharon. I think Sharon's in here. I just saw her a second ago. But thank you for hosting us. Great first location. We couldn't have asked for a better host on that first one. And we're going to try and do similar to DuPage, where we do like a rotation of site hosts. But we're going to try to do a day different than Wednesday. We do everything on Wednesday. It's driving us nuts. So we made it a different day, but we're going to try to refer to the people in Kane too, like what their needs would look like for when to hold it, when to host it, all that type of stuff. So you'll see a lot more of Annette out there in Kane County if you're out there.
Yes, well.
She drives around in a little Mini Cooper. Be on the lookout for it. It's a perfect car for her. It fits perfectly. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we're really, really excited. It's like I said, we've had quite a few people from Kane who've been involved in DuPage ROSC for a while. So it's cool to be able to have them in their own ROSC now, which we hope you still attend DuPage, because we're going to try to attend both. Because we're neighbors, and it's good to keep up with what we're doing. So we got about 13 minutes left. And with those 13 minutes, I'd like to just kind of see what's going on with everybody else. We've got a lot of organizations here. This is Recovery Month. This is the time to promote those. We got about 2 weeks left in Recovery Month. So if you've got an event you would like to promote, if you got a program or a meeting that needs some support, I do want to dedicate the next few minutes to that. Or if you're new, like this is your first DuPage ROSC meeting, you want to just introduce yourself, we can do that here as well. So digital hand rules, if I see it, you can go ahead, or if you're in person, we'll pass the mic around. So yeah, we got one in person. All right, it is on, right? See the little blue light? Gotcha.
Hello, everyone. My name is Erica Villas. I'm from Family Shelter Service. We're the domestic violence shelter in DuPage County. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So we brought posters that kind of have all our events listed. We do different, events throughout the month. We have awareness box donation community. So we kind of just asked if you guys want to take a poster and, put it within your organization or your community to kind of just raise that awareness. We also have a maternal health and domestic violence presentation on Tuesday, September 16th. I know that's very close. But if you guys know any maternal health caregivers, just if you know anyone, just putting that out there, that information. I'll leave these on the desk though, on the table, if anybody else wants to grab that information.
Thanks, Erica. That's awesome. I think Alex put a bunch of stuff in the chat too, it looks like. So maybe some of those events or training flyers are in the chat if you need them. Magdalena from our friends at HLM.
Hello, everyone. My name is Magdalena Campos. I am the program coordinator for Heart Life Ministries Recovery 180, which is the Tri-County ROSC. And so we have Show Up Recovery coming up next Monday. We are celebrating National Recovery Month, and this is going to be a hybrid event. So if you have never been to our offices and would like to come see our offices, please, I ask that you come and join us next Monday, September 15th. It'll be from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. However, if you can't join us in person, you are more than welcome to join us virtually. So I did put the flyer in the chat. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.
My God, if I could unmute. Okay, we're back. Anyone in person before I go next digital? We'll come back. Celeste, I see your hand up.
Yes, hello. I wanted to introduce myself. This is my first time joining your ROSC meeting, and my name is Celeste Fonseca, and I am also with Heart Life Ministries, and I am very thankful to have you guys allow me to be in your space. Thank you.
Awesome. HLM, we love HLM. You guys do such great work. So yeah, always thrilled to have you here. Anybody else want to promote anything? Nothing, huh? All right, guys. Anybody else want to introduce themselves before I maybe give you like a few minutes of your day back? All right, guys, look, I'll make a deal with you. I'll give you a few minutes back, but next month, I want all of you lined up with those little hands, and we're hearing about all kinds of events. All right, now, we actually do. I'm going to promote something. Let me share my screen because I always forget to do that. But my friend Bruce Seawick and I, and our friend Cheryl Cryer from the Urban Apothecary out in beautiful Batavia, have another event coming up. Bruce, do you want to come off mute and talk with me for a second about these events? If you're out there. If not, I can go. Me and Bruce Seawick from COD and our friend Cheryl Cryer, who owns a wonderful shop out in Batavia called the Urban Apothecary, have started doing a couple of different presentations as it relates to holistic approaches to wellness and to mental health and substance use wellness. So if you joined us a couple months ago, we did one on microdosing, non-psychoactive microdosing, with Jim Fadiman, who was the father of microdosing for therapeutics. It was a great event. So we're going to do one every few months coming up. If you are unfamiliar with ketamine as used for psychotherapy, this is a great presentation. There's also, as you probably heard, all kinds of like radio ads, and it's ketamine, right, for you. If you're completely unfamiliar with ketamine or S-ketamine or Spravato or any of the names for it, and you'd kind of like to learn more about, hey, what is ketamine for therapeutics specifically, and also for overall wellness, as opposed to maybe, what's the word I'm looking for here? Prescriptions or more illicit things. So yeah, we hope you can join us for this because this has been really cool. And like I said, we're going to hopefully do it quarterly. So join us hybrid on Thursday, October 23rd. I kind of have like a, I don't know, ringleader role at those meetings. I'm just kind of I'm not the attraction. These are the attractions. So come join us. If you haven't been to the Urban Apothecary, it's an awesome shop out in Batavia. So I'm going to stop that share. So that was my share, Bruce. I think I hit it.
Yeah, don't forget October 8th here, Jared.
What's that? Oh, yeah. And October 8th, next month's meeting is at College of DuPage. So Bruce and the wonderful people at College of DuPage are going to be hosting us. We're going to be over there. It's going to be great. And then the following month, we're at Relief Mental Health. And then we're at the ROSC holiday party at Serenity House in December. So we got a packed rest of the year. We hope you can join us for those. Scott Kaufman helped give a Narcan training for students at COD this morning. Scott, you're amazing. Congratulations. Scott, do you want to promote anything here? What do you got tomorrow? BHS in the morning?
Yeah. Just wanted to share how amazing I am. No, thank you very much, Jared. The Behavioral Health Collaborative is meeting tomorrow morning. We are gonna have, Jarrett doesn't know it yet, but the very same information about recovery ready workplaces shared at that meeting as well. So happy to continue that discussion. But yeah, I mentioned it last time, so I wasn't gonna come off mute, but on Tuesday this week, next week is our virtual library training. We had at last look, and this was about a week and a half ago, 230 people signed up across the state. I think we've got all of DuPage covered for sure, but really happy to have such great numbers. And it sounds like I just got word that Live for Lolly is giving another one to libraries in November. So
nice.
Good coverage as far as that's concerned.
That's awesome. And I don't know if you heard, but we're going to get the photo up for the West Chicago box tomorrow. So we can put that up on the DuPage Narcan program site.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
I know. Thank you to everybody who's helped with getting Narcan into different areas. It's been, really, really important. Magdalena, did your hand go back up?
Yes, I just wanted to remind everyone that today is Suicide Awareness
Yes,
Day.
thank you.
And, reach out to somebody. If you haven't seen anybody that you love, please reach out to them, ask them how they are. If you see a stranger down the street looking down, ask them how they are and smile at them. And just remember that we are all recovering from something and that we all want to just help out each other. So, just a quick reminder of that.
Thank you so much. That's probably the best way to end this meeting. So everybody check on your friends and family, practice self-care. Don't just say the word self-care, practice it when you can. And join us next month at College of DuPage. And then next week for the Kava presentation. So yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody. Thanks for all the hard work and we'll see you at the next one.